Last Saturday, my friends and I decided to host a game night at my place, complete with snacks, drinks, and the ever-entertaining game of charades. Uncle Joe, who's always been the family clown, insisted on joining us, even though his charade skills were as legendary as they were terrible. As we settled into the living room, munching on popcorn and sipping soda, Uncle Joe claimed he'd been practicing his miming skills and was ready to dazzle us with his newfound talent. Mildly intrigued, we agreed to let him have the first go. He took center stage, dramatically rolling up his sleeves as if preparing for a grand performance. He started off with what seemed like an elaborate fishing scene. He mimed casting a line, reeling it in, and battling an invisible fish with such intensity that we half expected him to pull a real trout out from behind the couch. The longer he went on, the more perplexed we became. Was he trying to act out fishing trip, big catch, or perhaps just gone fishing? Our guesses grew increasingly wild, ranging from deep-sea diving to caught off guard. Each wrong guess only encouraged Uncle Joe to mime with greater fervor, his eyes wide with the thrill of the challenge. As the guessing continued, we noticed that Uncle Joe began to incorporate some inexplicable elements into his performance. He started hopping on one foot and then, inexplicably, began juggling imaginary balls with his free hand. It was as if the fishing expedition had suddenly turned into a circus act. Finally, in a moment of sheer desperation, he mimed pulling a massive, invisible marlin out of thin air and tossed it over his shoulder with a triumphant grin. We were stumped, utterly and completely, until he threw his hands up in the air and exclaimed, "I guess I'm reeling you in." That's when it hit us like a punchline out of nowhere. Uncle Joe, with the straightest face imaginable, revealed his intended word, hooked. The room erupted into laughter, realizing that all the wild gesturing was his roundabout way of conveying something so simple. As we caught our breath between giggles, Uncle Joe, clearly pleased with his performance, winked and said, "Now that was a real catch of the day." And just like that, the legend of Uncle Joe's charades went down in family history, leaving us all thoroughly entertained and never looking at charades the same way again.